Hey everyone, how's it going? New York Dan here. Just sipping on best cup of coffee. Best cup of coffee I ever had in my life. Yeah, you don't even need content. All you gotta do is be super hyper, like you're on drugs. That's what Sarasota's secret to success is, right there. You have to be hyper like that. Yeah, it's over before it even freaking started. He's already headed back from Key West, Florida. I cannot believe it. I've just been catching up on some videos here as I've had my morning coffee, and I was watching his Key West adventure. That trailer park looks really nice, I'm telling you. It's more of a, it's not really a trailer park. It's more of like an RV park for tourists going out to Key West. Apparently, I'm gonna have to check this place out sometime. He said it's at mile marker 5. That's how you find things out there. Overseas highway. It's this long stretch. A lot of it's bridges, and you keep going across these keys at the end of Florida. Yeah, this is way down the tip of Florida, way down south. And believe it or not, the way it snakes around Key West, it's the closest point of the United States to Cuba. So it's right, you could take a boat. And yeah, the famous author that Tim could not remember, Ernest Hemingway, believe it or not, his house in Key West, it's a big part of the Key West like experience. You could tour his house. Apparently, he had a colony of cats living there that have like extra claws, extra fingers, some strange tale like that. So if you see one of those cats with the extra fingers, you know it's related to the Hemingway estate, Ernest Hemingway. He would take his boat from Key West over to Cuba. This was before any kind of embargo was going on. Back, I believe in Cuba, they had the Tropicana Hotel, and it was like a happening scene. It's amazing. Back in the day, he was like one of the first Key Westers out there, Ernest Hemingway. I'm kind of surprised that Tim didn't take a tour of his estate, or for that matter, do some more stuff in Key West. Yeah, this was one of those jackass trips this turned into. I should have expected it. I don't know what I was thinking. I thought he was going to give us something, some really good content in Key West. Very little content. What can you do? What can you do out there? I did enjoy seeing those offshore boats. If you looked at the video with the racing, that was pretty cool to see some of those boats going by. Nice, nice content. Oh, sorry. Now I'm hitting my mic. I'm screwing up right and left here. The boats were cool, but he's out in Key West and he showed very little of it. He's grilling those steaks. This takes the cake too. I cannot figure this out. Why he keeps doing this? He opens up a new expert grill from Walmart, and he's like, "I'm excited to try this grill." He has had this damn grill like 5 times before. I don't know what he keeps doing with these grills. What is he doing with this junk? He's throwing it in the garbage pail, being a minimalist. Then he's got to go buy a brand new one. It's insane. You can't make this up. He did it again. Brand new grill. He has to set it up and unpack it. Who knows what the heck he's been doing with these other grills. And then he was bragging about he got some free steaks through some elaborate nonsense about a credit card and BJ's or wholesale club, and then somehow these steaks he was able to get without paying for them. A reward point deal. Filet mignon. Yeah, I guess that was the deal. He went up to filet mignon instead of getting your standard cowboy steak, the chuck meat that the cowboys eat, and it has a lot of fat in it. This time he's going lean. Had the reward points. He pulled the trigger. But I'm telling you, this whole thing, we suspected that Miss Tammy was going because he was taking the trailer and he's in a rush. He wanted to tow that trailer out there to Key West instead of just doing some regular camping, which I suggested. And there were tents out there too, right in the same campground. He could have just gotten a tent, taken the truck out there. No, you know what the deal is? As we were saying, he's bringing Miss T with him. That's the problem. So he had to haul that whole trailer out there. Now, I was hoping he had met another girlfriend. He had said when he bought the truck, there's a seat here for a new lady. He said a new lady friend, and would be in the picture. Okay. Now, I first was thinking that maybe he did in fact meet a new lady friend, and that's why she's not on camera, and he's keeping it secret. There was a video I caught up with Grifters Anonymous. He did a coverage, and they found some kind of a video outside Salty Dog, and it showed Tim coming out, and there was a blonde lady. The problem was the video wasn't super clear. There was a blonde lady with him. I was thinking maybe that's a new lady in his life, right? And I think it was on Blind Views found the video. That's what Grifter said. So it's some kind of a camera from across the street of Sloppy Joe's in Key West. That's what it was, because you're looking down at the restaurant and you see them coming out together. I thought maybe he found a new girlfriend. I was a little excited for him about that. Someone that's fresh, something different here. But unfortunately, I saw the video today of the offshore racing. When he got done with the racing, there's a lady behind him that's kind of walking along, a blonde lady. It's not perfectly clear, but she's not alongside him, and I was like, is that the new lady? And I'm looking and looking. This hairstyle's a little different, but I think that's Miss Tammy again. I'm pretty sure. So what they were saying is that Tim was having a drink. He came out of Sloppy Joe's with a Coke and they think one of his favorites is Jack and Coke, whiskey in the Coke. I think that's what he was having at Sloppy Joe's. And Miss Tammy wanted to get a drink too, so that's where they ended up. Now, I may have been at Sloppy Joe's. I have been down to Key West. I gotta look and see if I have the video from that. But I'm telling you, Tim let me down with this content. Other than the Sloppy Joe's, which he barely filmed, his walk down the street and the offshore racing, those boats, this was like a quick trip, a weekend trip. What's going on with this? He's supposed to be retired and have time to do this stuff. He's jackassing it back to Florida, back to Sarasota. He ran into traffic today. There was some kind of a parade. It's Veterans Day, by the way. Happy Veterans Day to everyone. Congratulations to our salute to the veterans that are out there. And yeah, so it's still kind of a holiday. It's kind of a holiday weekend going on right now as I film this on Monday. So you're retired. You're supposed to have time to do this stuff or have the freedom that he keeps talking about. the heck's going on? He's trying to jackass it back. He runs into traffic. He's barely out there for the weekend. Campground costs a lot of money, apparently. But that's why I was saying just go with your truck. Forget bringing that big trailer. And then you can kind of stealth camp. And you might be able to stay in Key West along, a week or longer and do some cool stuff out there. This is crazy. This is like something an office worker could do. You go out for the weekend, just for a few days. And that's probably why he had to pay so damn much money for the site. He's doing it on the weekend. I really don't get this stuff. I don't understand it. Where no prison job, why are you rushing back like that? He also had super windy weather while he was out there. He got skunked. He was only out there a couple days, and he had some rain when he was first out there. Then it was very windy. He's not staying very long out there. Yeah, he was on Duval Street by the bar, and this is the biggest joke. He mistakenly filmed the sign that was at some kind of pawn shop, or they sold silver jewelry. And it was a gag street sign that said silver. It was like in the window or by the shop. And he's saying it's on the corner of Silver and Duval Street. What the heck is going on? I noticed that myself when I was watching. I'm like, I don't think that's a real street sign. Grifters Anonymous mentioned that in his video. That's what he was saying. Yeah, Tim's eyesight must be bad. Or he had quite a few drinks. And or when he was on the corner there filming that. So, yeah, the adventure was pretty damn fast. I'm just checking out anything else that was going on here. Yup. Oh yeah, Grifters had said Miss T, she has a spending problem. That's probably why they always have to do this high, rent a fancy camping spot, do the filet mignons, so whatnot. She can't rough it and do tent camping. So apparently, this is going way back. Grifters had mentioned that she ran up 15 grand on a credit card, or her credit card debt. I don't know if she had to do a bankruptcy or something to wipe that out. So apparently Miss T is famous for like overspending or not managing money well, as it kind of seems like Sarasota Tim is pretty much in the same predicament. They want the luxury. It's got to be brand new stuff. They want this high-end stuff, but they're going broke, like paying for it. And hence you have Sarasota living in a damn trailer when he's, worked his whole life, or he didn't work that many hours, but he did work 17 years in the car business, and apparently he didn't save up much of his money. That's how that happened. So, yeah, this thing, I don't know what happened. They had to get back. Maybe it's Miss T. He couldn't stay in Key West. I really don't think that he has much freedom at all. I think this is a joke, Sarasota. He's off from work, but he's got to make videos. He's going to the park and doing stuff like that. However, he can't seem to break out and enjoy going to Key West or do cool stuff without having to worry about some kind of a deadline or a problem to get back. So I don't know if he really has the freedom that he's supposed to have. Oh, this takes the cake. He keeps talking about this damn trailer, how he needs to get it waxed because he's like, this is the side the sun goes on. Oh, I got to get this protected. I got to get it waxed. He's like, I keep trying to get a guy out here to wax it. They won't show up. They're too expensive. What is going on here? Why can't you wax this damn trailer yourself? I don't understand this. You could get a little ladder from Home Depot for cheap, and you could do the entire thing yourself. And he even told the wax guy, he called up some detail guy, and he said, don't worry about the roof. I just want the sides waxed. What's wrong with this guy? Can't he get a little ladder and wax this thing? He's retired. He's not going to a prison job. It's not that hard to wax the thing. You could even hand wax it. Or Harbor Freight Tools, you get a buffer for cheap. It's not like a buffer costs like $500 or something crazy. I can't figure this guy out. Why doesn't he just wax that damn thing? It's not that big. Why's he got to hire a guy to wax it? Very strange stuff. But yeah, hey, the Key West, I was hoping for some excitement, something cool, more cool things going on out there. Oh yeah, that's the other problem. He can't film anybody performing with music. He doesn't want to give away the cheddar. He wants that all for himself. He wouldn't share that with the viewers because if you film something with music in it or someone performing, you're allowed to do this, by the way, on YouTube. They do not, most of the time you can put that in your video. They do not strike your channel for that. What they say is the musician that came up with that music has agreed to let people use it, but the finance from it, the ads generated, goes toward the musician instead of, or the group that made that record, or a lot of times if you have a live band performing, they pick it up on YouTube as, guess, royalties to the original artist that came up with the music. But yeah, you're allowed to film that. You can make a separate video of just the band performing, put it up on your channel, and you're just losing the monetization for that one video. Tim's too stingy to do that. Because I know when I've been out in Key West, there's a lot of really cool, that's where a lot of musicians go and they perform at those bars. And you could get clips of that. And you could even do it as a separate video and not lose that. No, can't do that. Cannot do that. I don't even know if he went in other than Sloppy Joe's. I think he was just cooking in the camper. And he didn't realize, and Mickey D's maybe. But there's a ton of really cool bars and places in Key West where you have talented musicians performing. When I went out there, I was watching it, and they had this one guy who was amazing. He had foot pedals to switch between different musical setups for his instruments, right? He was mainly doing guitar, but different sounds, different voices from it. And he was flipping through the instrumentals on that thing, and he was singing. He was doing this like all by himself, and he had some amazing music going. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there. There's also a Coast Guard museum out there. There's a park at the end of Key West. There's so many places out there you can go to tour different museums, different venues, restaurants, bars. What the heck? What the heck? He did such a quick trip, and now what's he gonna do? Go back to Sarasota and film that damn Nathan Benderson Park again. What's going on with this? What's going on? Maybe he'll do a Western or do some kind of a trip if he thinks the trailer's towing okay. We'll have to wait and see what happens. We'll have to wait and see. He's going to be back there. He's jackassing it back in like one day to Sarasota. I don't know what's going on. And then it's the work week. He's back to his prison job, going to Nathan Benderson Park and the UTC Mall. Had to get back in time to film that. We can't miss that. Have to be back Tuesday morning. It's back to work. Back to the prison job. What can you do, guys? What can you do? Hey, I thank all the new subscribers on board. Having a fun time here. Enjoying doing this stuff. And I might be going on my own adventure. Well, I will be. And I'm going to check in today. I got to see if I can do some live streaming from what I am up to. And it's all coming up on the channel. We're going to see what happens with this. I'll tell you guys more, excuse me, more about it. And yeah, I thank Grifters Anonymous there for some of that info. He had some of that stuff. He must have been following this a long time. Before my channel even started, I only had this channel for like 7 months or something like that. So, yeah, there's some past there, apparently, going back in the day with Miss Tammy. She was spending up the credit card. So that's kind of scary if your girlfriend overspends. She runs the credit cards up. Anyway, guys, hey, hit the thumbs up for me. Appreciate you joining me for some Sarasota Tim commentary. And yeah, I just went through his videos, got caught up after my weekend. We'll see what happens next. See what the next adventure is for him. And yeah, my adventure's coming up. Subscribe for free. I'm not going to grift on saying buy me a coffee and all that junk. I haven't set that junk up yet. All right, guys, have a great afternoon, morning, or night, depending when you catch this one. I'll see you in the next one. This is New York Dan.